Our goal today is going to be to cite the article you read on Monday. I'm going to use that term a lot, so let's explain what it means. When we say to cite something, we mean to create an MLA citation for the article you've read and put it into a bibliography or works cited. In this case, we might be actually importing something into Noodle Tools or copying and pasting it, because we're going to make this as simple as possible. So we're going to start by making sure we are logged into Noodle Tools at the very beginning. So here's my Noodle Tools projects. I've logged into my account. They're ready to go. They're just in one tab. And I'm going to then go back to the class page we started on, remembering that it was under Library, clicking on the red box, going to Class Links, and underneath Social Studies, it says Wirth, Hess, and Gompers World Studies Research Paper. Once we're back on this page, you're going to notice the questions you started with. We're going to use should a gap year be required as our first example. When we go to this page, we have one resource highlighted over here. If I click on this, I may not realize what I'm looking at to begin with, but this is a book. I can tell it in a lot of ways because on the left-hand side here, it actually says View eBook. For the purpose of this, since we are already logged into Noodle Tools, we are just going to click on Cite. So over here on the right-hand side, I'm going to click Cite. I'm going to say Export to Noodle Tools. This is going to come up in a new tab, and I'm going to see that an MLA citation immediately comes up. It says the project I'm in, and then I'm going to have to click on Import. Once I do that, I will get a confirmation, and this citation is now in my Noodle Tools project. As long as I see the green thing, I don't need to confirm it by going into Noodle Tools. Here is a second example for our youth sports programs 2 and 10s. On the left-hand side, we've highlighted the resource CQ Researcher. I did a search in CQ Researcher and came across this particular article. I've read this and decided to use part of it, and I need to cite it. If I go down here on the right-hand side, you'll notice that it says MLA. It may default to APA. That happens at times. Make sure you choose MLA. Once you do, it's only going to have an option of clip to clipboard. So make sure to click on Copy to Clipboard. And this is not going to immediately import it. So we're going to have to copy and paste it into our project. So we're going to need to do this by going back to Noodle Tools. Here I am back in my Noodle Tools projects. I'm going to click on World Studies Research Project, open up my project. I am then going to have to choose a new source at the top of the page. So at the top right, it says New Source. I click here. In this case, CQ Researcher is a database. I'm going to click there. And it is a newsletter. So click on Newsletter. I am then going to click Quick Cite. And this basically allows us to copy and paste a citation. So even if I had chosen a different type of source, I can copy and paste now. So at this point, I'm going to paste in here. And I'm going to take a look back at the original source because there is one thing that's incorrect. So you'll notice I'm highlighting it, and I'll show you what's incorrect. Going back to CQ Researcher, when I had my original citation, it's here. And the thing that is different that just didn't seem to copy correctly is CQ Researcher should actually be italicized. You'll notice it already in highlights at the side, but it didn't come that way in Noodle Tools. So I'm going to go back here and make sure I italicize this. And then once I do that, I need to make sure I save my information at the top. I have actually put this in twice. You'll notice just because I had done this another time. If I happen to have done something twice, I can always go to the side and just delete it. Once I have one citation in that I want to add information on, the next step I'm going to want to do is to step 2. So our goal for step 2 is to create note cards for the articles you have cited in Noodle Tools. There are a separate set of videos that you will be shown These are located also on this class page. If we go back to Noodle Tools at the top, underneath where it says using note cards and Noodle Tools. So if you ever need to refer back to these, there's information here in these various little videos. Your teachers will play these next. And there's some reminders over here on the right-hand side of important information you're going to need to include in your note cards. There are lots of other resources here if you get confused. For example, if you go back to where it says citing sources, there are examples with screen captures for all of the different types of things that I'm showing you. There's also some PDFs that you can click on that give you even more detailed information. For example, this one is how to cite articles in Noodle Tools for citing in ProQuest. For this first one on the right, and on the left one, it said background article. This, if you see a copy and paste citation, just gives you a reminder on how to do that. If you have any questions, you can reach out.